real treat. You know, when I left NBC in Los Angeles, I thought people had seen enough of me. Well, there's a man sitting next to me that in San Francisco, they'd certainly seen enough of him. He is the stepfather of Carmela Karcher, who was nominated for an Emmy.
Absolutely.
And hopefully she will win. This is
two.
Alan Martin. Two
Nominated
Emmys.
for 2.
All right, so here's Alan Martin.
Double trouble.
He was at KPIX in San Francisco for years. I thought it would be so much fun to have you come in for a couple of minutes and talk about the changes in the relevance of local TV news. And you did it forever.
Absolutely. I started, gosh, I was probably 28 years old when I started. I was in radio, went into television, and carried my own equipment. You know, it's much like they're doing today. They're carrying their own equipment, only it's much smaller.
Right.
And we called them one-man bands back in the day, and, you know, moved up in markets when I didn't have to carry the equipment anymore. And it's changed a lot. You and I have seen it. You've been through it.
You know, in the day when we were doing it and it was at its zenith and it made an impact and it was relevant. I mean, if you look back at your career, you talked to Bill Clinton, you talked to Barack Obama. There was a time where people would come to you or to me for that kind of content.
Well, sure. It was appointment television. You know, people had 3 or 4 choices on channels, and they had to be there at 5 or 6 o'clock or 10, 11 at night. You had no other option. We got to keep young people interested who want to be journalists, though. We have to, because we need that. We need that in society. So,
what's it like surviving in a major market?
You know, in San Francisco, it was sort of a damned if you do, damned if you don't, because, you know, you had people who looked at you and criticized you as corporate media. You sold out to the corporations. And then others would say, liberal media, you're selling out. You couldn't win. You know, what side of the street are you on a particular day? But it was a tough nut to crack. It really was.
I'm wondering the changes in media that we've seen, and now, you know, you did it when it was both sides and local news was highly relevant. Now, the majority of people get their news from one side or the other. What do you think of the way people are getting their information now and how fractured everything is?
Well, you know, it might sound kind of gratuitous to say, I like the fact that there's so much variety out there. But the problem is, as we've seen, people just, it's human nature, I think, to gravitate towards what you like and what appeals to you. And that's I think, what has essentially happened. You know, those who think more conservatively, go to their sources. Those who think more liberally, go to their sources. And when you only hear the one side, it wasn't like back in the day when there was the fairness doctrine and you had to put on both sides on those 4 channels that we got to choose from. It is so different now, but the voices have become so much louder, and we're so, you know, we're just fractured. We're screaming at each other and we're angry with each other, and that didn't used to be the case, I don't think. I think we could listen to each other and come up with a reasonable argument. And
all right, Carmela, come up here real fast. And we've talked about this and, you know, how she should react when she wins tomorrow night.
Yeah.
You know what you should do, right?
Yes.
you're going to thank me.
I'm going to thank you.
I'm just kidding.
And her mom's hanging out over there, but she doesn't want to come on. You want to come on real quick?
Come on,
Come up here. All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Terrific meeting you.
Yeah. Nice.
And thank you so
Thank you,
much
Fred.
for spending a couple of minutes. I was looking forward to this.
Pleasure is mine.